so awkward recording in the car because people fucking stare, and it kind of makes me a little uncomfortable. And I know, like, that's something I'm trying to work on more, is like filming in the car, doing shoots in public, selfies in public, things like that, because for some reason it still makes me uncomfortable because it gets attention, I guess. If you watch my channel or follow me definitely on Snapchat or even Instagram, you know that I don't, like, I use the Bopo body positive community hashtags, and I am an activist, an advocate for loving your body, loving yourself, of course, but I don't really fuck with the community too much because it's just really dramatic, honestly. I know you guys have heard me say several times that I feel like it's like Mean Girls on steroids, and that's really like legit how I feel about that group of girls in general. And I know it's really shitty to fucking generalize, but it's like everything from the test debacle down to all of I mean, there's so much drama. And I know people are like, well then, you know, don't deal with it, and I don't for the most part, but I do want to talk about the fact that how if you say something in the community that, you know, our community, this community is a do you, boo, do you, be happy, do you, don't be, you know, be unapologetically you, whatever, but unless it doesn't fit into their box, you know, and that's where I'm so fucking like pissed off really about the whole situation. That's why I always talk about this over and over on different social media outlets or on my YouTube channel or whatever. I talk about this because I feel like they're missing the point. They're missing their own point. Like, and I get it that everybody, there's always going to be hypocrisy in things, and there's always going to be like, there's no black and white. As much as I want to be like, in life everything to me is black and white, unfortunately it's not always black and white, and unfortunately there is a gray area. And like, when does something become like we're offended by everything, and then when, like, it's just so blurred lines in a sense, you know. It just, I don't know, I get really upset when multiple people have used this platform or whatever you want to call it for like some, not only just like stardom, but to they've used it for their own personal gain. And I mean, I get it, most girls are going to do that, right? Or most people, I keep saying girls because it's mostly girls, but I don't see most people, because I mean there are several genuine people that are like, this is who I am, and if you don't like it, you don't like it. But like, I've seen more and more girls in these self-appointed leaders of the Bopo community like conform to whatever they think they need to do to get to the next level, or to pretty much step on other girls to get to the next level, and the gossiping. And do you guys know that there's a little group, I mean, you should know this, but I know some people get bewildered by stuff, and it's like, that's why you don't put all your faith in like one person or a group of people or whatever. Like, this is why you should use your own like brain and your own, you know, your own gut and your own thoughts, and like use your own judgment, you know. Don't ever go on what like I say or Tess Holiday says. I mean, I know that's a huge difference, but what I mean is like, don't just blindly believe, like, look at things for yourself, you know, like always do that, because it's not about girl ganging, or it's not about like being in the popular circle of the Bopo community, you know, like it's not about that. And a lot of times we find ourselves getting wrapped up into that and believing that that's what it's about. Early summer last year, like, it really tripped me out. I didn't understand why those girls wanted nothing to do with me. I was trying to do everything. I was trying to do everything the way they wanted it, and walk the walk and talk the talk and do this. And not that I wasn't authentic, I was still authentic, but like, I tried to reach out more. I tried to comment more. I tried to DM. I tried to be their friends, and they never wanted to be my friend. And I don't know if it's just because I smoke pot. I don't know if it's because I have a YouTube channel, because I don't really think any of those other ones really do. I don't know if it's because I'm abrasive. I don't know know if it's because I'm not a good fatty. I don't know if it's because I'm pretty and I've literally been told I'm not the typical whatever. Like, I don't know what it is. And it doesn't really matter what it is. I learned at the end of the day, what matters is that, like, they're doing their thing and I don't need to be involved with that little group of girls. Let me tell you, they literally have their own, this is what I was going with before that I totally went off topic with, but they literally have their own, like, Facebook page to where they sit and chat and talk about different girls in the Bopo community. Like, is this girl authentic? Is that girl authentic? Oh, did you see what this one posted? I don't agree that this and that. It's really catty and it's really disgusting and it's really sickening. And the reason I know about it, I'm not in it because they don't like me, and that's totally cool with me. But the reason I know about this is because I have multiple friends that are involved with that group, or multiple friends that have been involved with past groups, because these little groups have happened. They form these little alliances, girl gangs, whatever, mean girl groups, whatever you want to call it. They've made these several times, and some of the same girls have been in them multiple times, and there's always some catalytic event that happens that they all end up, it explodes and then they go make another group. So it's kind of happening right now, actually, over some stuff that I don't even want to get into, because maybe I'll get into it in a video. I don't know, but I'm not, I just don't, I'm not ready to discuss, I'm just not ready to get into the whole debacle on, it's like kind of like over, not raised, it started over, basically, it doesn't even matter. I don't want to, because I don't want to, it's not my story to tell. Do you feel me? It's not my story to tell, and I don't want to put it out there. But if I'm, like, told that, you know, I can spill the tea, then maybe I'll spill the tea. But until then, like, it's not, I can tell you how I feel, how I personally feel about the whole situation, and I can tell you, like, whatever. And I know this is so vague, but I don't want to, I just don't, honestly, I don't want to be caught up in a fucking ridiculous war, which is what's kind of going on, because you just have some very strong personalities involved. And, you know, if you want to be a self-appointed leader in this community, if you want to be a self-appointed leader in this community, then you have to, then, I'm sorry, I'm turning in here. If you want to be, let me get this thought out. If you want to be a self-appointed leader in the body positive community, right? I feel that you need to be that, to be a leader. Like, I don't want to be, yeah, you get people that follow you, and yeah, you get people that you inspire and things like that, but I'm not trying to be like, I'm one of the leaders of the community. Like, that's not something that I'm, like, trying to have that responsibility, to be honest, because it's like having children in a sense, and I don't want that. I used to play video games like MMORPGs, and those are like, if you don't know, just go look it up. I don't even need to explain it, but it was the same thing. You would do clans or guilds or whatever, and you'd have a group or whatever, and I've led that shit and dealt with all of that bullshit, and you get this, like, power trip in a sense whenever you become, you know, like, popular whenever you're not used to being popular. And that's what this is a bunch of girls who weren't very popular, and now they've learned to love themselves, and they've learned to, like, whatever, and they've got this kind of popularity little thing going on the internet, and they kind of have let it go to their heads. And I mean, I'm not faulting them for that, because I've done it before. We do that. I think that's human nature in a sense, right? But now, of course, you have heads clashing, and I was right. That's what I'm going to say. I was right. I was right. I was right from the very, very beginning, and I will get into this one day, guys. I really will, because I want to talk about it more, but, like, no, I was right. And it's really disgusting and sad when somebody when they're not authentic, you know? Like, it's cool to be coming in from a business angle and being like, listen, this is my goal. This is my angle. I want to, you know, start a business. I want to start, for example, we're going to use F Your Beauty standards as, like, an example, just real quick. So, and I'm not saying it has any relation, because it does not, but I'm using it because you guys know what F Your Beauty standards is. You can understand. So, when someone comes in for a business idea, and me being like a businesswoman on one side, this is why I can understand a business point of it. So when you come in to create a business so that you don't have to go to a 9-to-5, or so you don't have to do this, and you want to create a business out of, you know, these girls all hate the Kardashians mostly, but they're all trying to be Kardashians. They're all trying to make a business out of this, who they are, right? And when you try to do that, like, you're selling yourself, right? Which is totally fine. There's not a problem with that. But you need to not hide behind body positive tags or, you know, other controversial topics. You know, when someone tries to propel Insta fame or some kind of famedom, I don't know what that word even means right now, but you try to perpetuate your business off of insecurities of girls or insecurities of people, then you're a piece of shit. I mean, and that's just the way it is. Like, that's just how I feel about it. And I was right in the beginning. I had a feeling about this particular person from the beginning, but I felt like maybe I was just being an asshole. And I could see, I read people very, very well. I really do. And you can call it whatever it is, whatever you want, but I read people very well. Sometimes I'm wrong. Sometimes someone rubs me the wrong way. So I thought maybe that's what it was. But and I tried really hard. Actually, this was somebody, and because she had always supported me too, like always, one of the only people to be really fucking legit with you guys, she had always supported me, was one of the reasons I hung on and continued to support her and whatever. But the things that she has said in the last 24 hours to followers or fans or whatever you want to call it, and then plus other girls in the Bopo community and the passive aggressive constant posts and statuses, like, I don't want to be involved with that. So I hate that I was wrong in the beginning. I really hate, actually, usually, would be like, oh, I told you so, but honestly, I'm sad that I was wrong, because I really wanted to be wrong. I mean, I'm really sad I was right, because I wanted to be wrong. I wanted more for, like, I wanted to be wrong to prove to myself, I guess, in a sense, that, you know, you have to sometimes, because I'm one of those people that are like one and done. Like, I don't give you any more chances, you know? And this girl has never done anything personally to me. Like, honestly, she really has not. So it makes me conflicted. But she attacked a random fan, which is something I'm totally against. And it was a fan. Obviously, it's not her follower or whatever. She attacked them. I feel pretty nasty. Like, I don't think maybe she didn't mean to. I mean, I actually could see that coming, to be really honest. So, I don't know. I don't know. This is probably totally rambling to you guys, but I just want you to remember that if you get any sort of, I mean, listen, I got knocked down a few notches last summer too, because I was being featured a lot and whatever, and I thought I was like, whatever, and then like I got beat down a few notches, and it happens, you know, we need that sometimes to humble us. But the important part is, did we learn from it and humble ourselves, or do we become an egomaniac and start posting passive aggressive posts and comments and shit over and over and over, and try to literally belittle another person? Like, she's went to a whole like childish level at this point, and it makes me sick. So fuck her.